welcome everyone. And today I will be the moderator of this session. And today our topic will be ChatGPT, the new English assistant for English teachers. Actually, nowadays we are all interested in artificial intelligence, not only ChatGPT, but also we are also very interested in editing videos, pictures, and also we are playing with words on ChatGPT, and this is quite a new topic. And although it is quite a new topic, many researchers, educators, even students are quite interested in this topic, and students are using for their assignments, teachers are using for their daily tasks, and they are all using ChatGPT. And every day a new feature is added to ChatGPT. And from now on, actually, we will live with this ChatGPT. We cannot ignore this. And today our guest speaker will be Ahmet Başal, and he is also quite interested in this topic, and he has some studies on this topic. And first of all, I will introduce him. And Ahmet Başal, he is an associate professor in the Department of Educational Sciences at Yıldız Technical University in Turkey. In addition to his primary role, he has also served as a co-manager at distance education centers in two different universities. Currently, he holds the position of Chair of Lifelong Learning and Adult Education in Faculty of Education at Yıldız Technical University. His research publications and research interests include teacher education, web-based language learning and teaching, use of technology in language learning and teaching, instructional design and language teaching materials development. And the floor is yours, Ahmet Hocam. We are looking forward to hearing your presentation.
Okay.
And good.
Thank you very much, Sedat Hocam, for the nice introduction. It's a little bit long, okay. I would like to thank all of the participants, and I would like to thank them for clearing their social calendar and joining me today. And Aydan Hocam, thanks for having me today with Sedat Hocam. This is the second time, as far as I remember. Maybe third and fourth time will come, who knows. So today we're going to deal with ChatGPT and how ChatGPT can be used in English language teaching by English language teachers. So first of all, let's accept the reality and lay our cards on the table. GPT models have become actually the last piece of the puzzle. Okay, this is important. So let's get the ball rolling and dive into our presentation. So in here, I wrote many things about ChatGPT. Today, we will explore ChatGPT by putting our critical lenses on as an English language teacher and how this ChatGPT thing can help us to ease our workload and also to ease our life as an English teacher. Now, this is the black screen, as you see. I deliberately put this black screen because before ChatGPT, the knowledge of us, the end users, are really limited. This is important. Why? We, unfortunately or fortunately, this depends on you, use some kind of ChatGPT things like spell checkers, okay? The idea is the same, but we actually don't pay attention what we are doing. But with the ChatGPT, an ordinary person or the end user now know about what ChatGPT is and its capabilities. And in terms of English language teaching, it has tremendous effect on English language teaching. So first, let's try to answer what ChatGPT is by looking at a few definitions of it. You may come across many definitions of artificial intelligence, but when you look at the reds in the selected definitions on the screen, they all focus on human-like thinking. I mean, it basically means that we are trying to create machines that can think and learn like humans do. To achieve this, we use a set of sciences, theories, and techniques, but we don't know how these techniques, theories, sciences actually are, because we are not computer experts, okay? We don't know how to educate or how to train ChatGPT. It is an end product. So ChatGPT, AI systems are basically models that we create using some kind of algorithms to carry out cognitive or perceptual functions that were traditionally reserved for humans. These models allow machines to learn from data like corpus, okay, and improve their performance over time. I'm putting a hypothesis level on this. AI is changing the way we interact the world around us. This is really very important. Now, in this slide, you can see a sentence. I would like to blank the policy before it's too late. ChatGPT's working mechanism is really very simple. ChatGPT actually does not understand us. It just does some kind of exploration in the probability distribution over words. AI language model is a type of machine learning model that is designed to explore these probability distribution. Word and sentence embeddings are really key part of these language models. They are essentially a way of representing words and numerical vectors that can be used in mathematical calculations. These vectors capture the meaning of words and their relationships to other words in context. For instance, if you just ask the ChatGPT to complete this sentence, what ChatGPT does is actually to just go to database and try to explore the database, find word or sentence embeddings, and try to complete based on the probability distribution over words. Most probably, ChatGPT will give you the answer of, I would like to report the police before it's too late, or I would like to call the police before it's too late. Its working mechanism is really very simple. Now, ChatGPT actually stands for Generative Pre-trained Transformer, which refers to specific type of artificial intelligence that powers what we know as ChatGPT. And it has been the center of attention since it was widely visible, as far as I remember, at the end of 2022. Am I right, Sedat Hocam? I think December or November. So this technology uses machine learning to analyze vast amounts of data, I mean corpus, and generate human-like responses to user inputs. And also this model allows to learn the patterns, the structures of language, and develop something like an understanding of how words and phrases are used in context. When a user interacts with ChatGPT, like asking a question to ChatGPT, it is called prompts. The input is processed through the neural network, and the model generates a response based on its understanding of the language and also the context. The more it interacts with users and receives feedback, the better it becomes at generating natural sounding, human-like responses. To get the most out of ChatGPT, please believe in me, it is really important to ask good questions, which are called prompts. So in order to get better results, better outputs, we have to know what a prompt is and how can we give better prompts to get the results. So your prompts can make, how can I tell, tremendous difference on the outputs. I mean, the replies you get from ChatGPT. That is why first I would like to focus on prompts. And before we go any further, let's try to focus on some limitations of ChatGPT. Nearly 1 or 2 months ago, we were in a workshop with Sedat Hocam for Maya schools. And in there, I listed the limitations of ChatGPT. And the first one, ChatGPT does not understand emotions. Sedat Hocam, you remember, you don't like this phrase because you always use please in your prompts. And I said, there is no need to use please in your questions, but Sedat Hocam is a polite man. So even when he speaks with the machine, he knows he uses please in his prompts. So the first limitation is ChatGPT does not understand emotions. For instance, death, love. ChatGPT can express what they are. Give the definitions of it. ChatGPT cannot cry, cannot feel. This is the first limitation. The second one is ChatGPT actually does not know what it says. Okay, this is important. Although it seems like in front of us there is an expert answering our questions, ChatGPT doesn't understand what it's saying. This is important. And also, ChatGPT may provide incorrect answers. In here, something is really very important. In order to get the best from ChatGPT, we have to put our critical lenses on and check the outputs. Because if you want to create an exercise for our students, just giving a prompt to ChatGPT and getting the output and using it in our classroom is not appropriate, because there may be some misleading information related to the text or the exercises. So as a human expert, human touch, human justification, and human verification is really very important. So we have to check all the answers of ChatGPT. This is really important. And ChatGPT right now, relatively, is not good at reasoning. Okay, this is the fourth limitation. And the next one is, right now, ChatGPT is not connected to the internet, and the database of ChatGPT is limited to data until 2021. This is important. But with some plugins and extensions, we can overcome these limitations easily. Okay, now, I just add a plugin to ChatGPT and try to get information from ChatGPT about Aydan Hoca and ask, do you know Aydan Hoca? Please give me some specific information about who Aydan Hoca is. And the answer is, I would like to read it a little bit, or all of them, and then the floor is yours, Aydan Hocam. Professor Dr. Aydan Ersoy is a significant figure in the English language teaching community in Turkey. She has held the position of president at İnged Türkiye, a platform that brings together English language professionals from all levels of education. İnged Türkiye has been active for over 2 decades, and Professor Dr. Aydan Ersoy's leadership has been instrumental in its success. Okay, it's going really well. So we need some kind of human touch, human verification, and human justification. So these may give some kind of misleading information about Aydan Hoca. Aydan Hoca is a worker at the factory. We can see, so we have to check what we have. She has also served as the head of the English language teaching department at Gazi University in Ankara. Her role at İnged Türkiye involves teacher education, and she acts as the liaison for Ministry of National Education and British Council Affairs. Despite being retired, she's not retired from my point of view, she continues to contribute to the field as a freelance professional. Professor Dr. Ersoy has been involved in various training programs in collaboration with the Ministry of Education, local seminars, one-day INGED events, and the annual drama festivals. I'm not sure about this, but we will check from Aydan Hoca. Festivals in Ankara and Izmir. She has also participated in the international INGED conferences. These activities reflect her dedication to improving the quality of English education in Turkey. Now, Aydan Hocam, here is the $1 million question for you. Is it true? All the information given here is true about you?
Well, it is true.
True.
However, the weight is so different. My role as a professor at Gazi University has been mentioned as a secondary role here. In fact, it is primary. My role as the INGED president is secondary. So, and yes, we do have annual drama festivals. We had before pandemic, and we're going to start again. But I cannot see any false information here.
Okay. This is what I want to focus on, what I want to highlight, because for every input as an English language teacher or as an ordinary man or woman taking some kind of information from ChatGPT has to confirm the truthness of the information. This is really very important because sometimes or most of the time ChatGPT can give you some kind of false information. Okay, this is important. What I call this is human touch, human verification, and human justification. This is important. Now, let's deal with the prompts. Prompt is our questions. Prompt is, to some extent, our wishes from ChatGPT. Okay, so with our prompts, we cannot train, it's not possible to train ChatGPT because we're not computer experts. We are not algorithm writers. Okay, we are the end users. We are the ordinary English language teachers who actually do not know much about the computer programming. So on the internet, in some tweets, you can see that some people claim that you can train ChatGPT. No, you cannot. If you want to train ChatGPT, you have to be in the OpenAI team to train ChatGPT with some kind of algorithms. What we do is actually guiding ChatGPT in our questions. Now, before I go further into the details of prompting, I would like to use a metaphor in here. Using ChatGPT is like adjusting the focus of camera, focus on a camera lens. The quality of the image depends on how well you define, fine-tune the focus. If the subject is unclear, you'll end up with a blurry picture. A well-framed and focused prompt helps capture the perfect shot. Now, it's time to talk about prompts and how they can be used in ChatGPT to help us to get or to generate better responses. And I do not want to bog down into details, but prompts are crucial, as I said before, to get the most of ChatGPT. So we must understand what prompting is. Simply put, the better the prompt, the better food we put on the table, the more accurate and helpful the response will be. I have been experimenting on ChatGPT since its introduction, and Sedat Hocam is also doing the same. From my point of view, although on the internet, in some tweets, you can see, okay, the best 10 prompts that you can get the best result from ChatGPT, the hundreds ChatGPT prompts that you can get the best result. But from my point of view, there are 4 fundamental types of prompts that gets the best results. And without knowing prompting like the back of your hands, you may have the right idea, but wrong execution. So I would like to focus on the prompts. Okay, from my perspective, there are 4 fundamental prompts that you get the most of ChatGPT when you ask a question. This is called query. This is called prompt. The first one is feeding ChatGPT with information. Here, we are basically talking about giving the AI a good amount of context or specific details about what we want. This isn't just about asking a question or making a request. It is more like guiding the AI's response with the relevant info you provide. It is like giving a roadmap to AI so it knows where it is going and doesn't get lost along the way. Here, if you just give the prompt, write 5 multiple choice questions about global warming, and also add, do not give me the answer immediately, but at the end of the questions with explanation. It's a general prompt, and ChatGPT routinely gives you 5 multiple choice questions about global warming. But this is not what I want. Imagine that I'm the English language teacher, and there is a text about global warming in my course book, and I would like to go in detail of this text, and also try to evaluate the students' learning. So in the text, there are some words: climate change, greenhouse gases, renewable energy, fossil fuels emission. So I feed ChatGPT with this. Subject, global warming, 5 questions, open-ended, okay. But please try to use these target words in your questions, because this is from my unit. This is from my text in the course books. Otherwise, it will give you general questions. So this is what I call informative prose. Please feed ChatGPT with information to get better results. In here, you see the questions actually include the words that I give. Okay, this is important. The next one is modeling ChatGPT. Okay, you give the AI something to imitate or to replicate. It's kind of like teaching someone how to do something by first showing them how it's first done. With ChatGPT, you are doing the same thing. By giving ChatGPT a model to follow, you can get better sense of what works and what doesn't, and use that information to improve your content. Here, you see on the left side of the screen, there is the prompt. Copy the style of following poem and write a similar one about the importance of being hardworking. And I gave the model poem to ChatGPT by Rudyard Kipling. If you talk with crows and kill your virtue, or walk with kings, no laws the common type. So ChatGPT will imitate the style of the poet and write the poem by imitating its style about hardworking students or being hardworking. So you see the similarity between these two poems. It just copies this style. If you can toil with sweat and keep your purpose, or strive with dreams, yet not let them consume. So the second prompt type is modeling prompts, and this is important. The next one is role play prompts. Okay. By assigning a role prompt, the AI, the ChatGPT, is programmed to operate within the specified parameters of the assigned role or personality. Now, I asked ChatGPT, act as an English language teacher. Now ChatGPT will be the English language teacher, okay? We are giving it a model, a role. And teach me simple present tense. Okay, this is our prompt. But again, I am using a combination of prompts, not only the giving the role play prompt, but also feeding ChatGPT with information. No, please, okay, teach me simple present tense, give the rules, but when giving examples, use the sentences from the business world. Again, I use role play prompts. The ChatGPT will behave or act like an English teacher, and also I feed ChatGPT with information. The sentences should be from the business world. If you pay attention to the rule explanations and also the example sentences on the right of the screen, you can see it is examples are from the business world. You develop innovative products, or our team always meets deadlines. She usually handles customer and inquiries professionally. Okay, this is important. I use a combination of prompts in here to get the best results from ChatGPT. The next one, chain prompts. Okay, this type of prompt is all about asking follow-up questions to create a more interactive and dynamic conversation with ChatGPT. It is kind of like having a dialogue with someone where you ask a question, get an answer, and then ask another question based on that answer. By asking follow-up questions, you're not only getting more information and insights from ChatGPT, but you're also helping AI to understand what you're looking for more clearly. Here, what I want from ChatGPT is, give me 3 projects for my AI. This is my first prompt. Give me 3 projects for my A2 level English students covering the subjects of tenses, conjunctions, and prepositions. I am feeding ChatGPT again with information. The first answer, 3 projects: tenses comic strip project, conjunctions game project, and prepositions scavenger hunt project. Okay, now the second prompt is expand on each of these 3 projects with specific points. For place limitations, I just add the 2 of them, tenses comic project, and then, okay, right now, these are the projects I want to give my students, but my students can reap the benefits of seeing from an example. So I want ChatGPT, please ChatGPT, Sedat Hocam says, please, now give me an example of a completed project for the first one. Now ChatGPT follows the first and second answers and prepare the first project for your students as an example. This is called chain prompts. Okay, I would like to repeat it. First, informative prompts, you feed ChatGPT with information. The second one, modeling prompts, you show model answers to ChatGPT and want ChatGPT to imitate your model. And the third one, giving a role to ChatGPT so that ChatGPT can act as a language teacher, as an assessment expert. And the fourth one is chain prompts. Okay, these are the 4 prompt types from my point of view, and these are important. Now, this is an important slide. In here on the right, you can see accepted. There is a human and artificial intelligence intersection in here. Accepted. what? The human. So human verification, human touch, and human justification is important. Aydan Hoca corrected the bio of her, okay, by controlling, checking it. Otherwise, it gives you misleading information. So we should pay attention to what we are getting and what we are presenting to our students. Now, let's come to the points. Use of ChatGPT in language teaching. Right now, I will give you some specific examples of how English language teachers can use ChatGPT. But as a friendly reminder, show great care to ChatGPT responses, and also always make a room for that human touch and for your own judgment. That is the key. Okay. Now, these are our two teachers. One of them is my son, English teacher Yiğit, and the other one is English teacher Adrian. And they are wondering how can they use something like ChatGPT in their work. So we'll try to explore the real examples. Okay. The first one is ChatGPT is very good at text analysis. ChatGPT can then some kind of word count, word list, lexical diversity, readability, word levels. So I put the text in here and give a prompt to ChatGPT. Analyze the text and give details on the word count, adjectives, adverbs, nouns, verb, etc. Okay, this is the text I put in ChatGPT. And you see the text analysis that is done by ChatGPT. Total word count, adjectives in the text, adverbs, okay, verbs. We have to check it. So don't forget human touch. And I put this symbol, this icon in every slide to make you recall the importance of human touch and human verification. And then here's my second prompt. Okay, here is the table with the academic words used in context from the text along with the additional example. I want ChatGPT, okay, for my students from this text, try to list the unknown words, which may possibly be unknown words, then try to give the example sentences that are used in the text, okay, the context, and also give me one more example sentence to show the meaning of significance factor academically. So this is what ChatGPT output is. The next one is it's really very easy for ChatGPT to play around with text. ChatGPT can shorten, extend, paraphrase, summarize, write a similar text, simplify or complicate the text. So this is the text I put on ChatGPT, and this is the simplification for a lower level. This is the summarization of it. And this is the complication. Maybe you can use this for upper level students. So ChatGPT, I'm repeating myself, but really good at playing around text. The next one is ChatGPT can be used by English language teachers in assessments. So ChatGPT can prepare a variety of questions, including multiple choice, open-ended, fill in the blanks, true, false, matching. It depends on the creativity and also pedagogical background of the teacher. So when you are using ChatGPT, there should be some kind of pedagogical rationale before our use. So for the open-ended question, I want ChatGPT to prepare an open-ended question based on this text. And I want ChatGPT to prepare multiple choice questions based on this text. The next one, gap filling exercise, matching exercise, or you can create other exercise types by ChatGPT when you give the appropriate prompts. We can use also, again, ChatGPT with while we are preparing rubrics for all skills. This is the speaking rubric. I want ChatGPT, please ChatGPT, prepare a speaking rubric for my class. And I have to feed ChatGPT with information. What kind of speaking rubric? What do you want to assess with the rubric? So if you give specific information to ChatGPT, it gives you better result. This is a writing rubric. After getting the rubrics from ChatGPT, I have to have some kind of, again, human touch, human verification. I have to check what I have. And ChatGPT can easily evaluate essays. Imagine that this is written by a student. Okay, this is written by a student. I want ChatGPT please give a score out of 100 to this one. ChatGPT gives 75 to this one. But rather than using just please score this one prompts, you can give a rubric for ChatGPT to know ChatGPT what to look for, and then ChatGPT gives you better result. But a friendly reminder, ChatGPT is not good at even rubrics and even without rubrics, okay? Every time when you give a student assessment, student essay, ChatGPT gives some kind of different scores, and it's not reliable right now. If it is reliable right now, for the assessment of essays, there is no need for human raters, but this is not the case right now. This is important. But at least it gives you an idea about the essay of the student and its merit. So this is the badge. I normally use badges in my classes to motivate the students. And every time before my lessons, I try to prepare badges. Okay, these badges can be vocabulary master. I give these to those students who are using really a great variety of vocabulary, grammar guru, listening legends, reading rockstar, writing wizard, speaking sensation, pronunciation pro, and I want ChatGPT to give the descriptions of these badges. For instance, when you want to give a student vocabulary master badge, the ChatGPT also generates the description of the badge. You deserve this badge for using many different English words and learning new words quickly. Thank you for your hard work. And I also conducted a study on the effect of using badges in the motivation of this students, and it was published by an SSCI index journal, and it's really good. And if you want the icons for these badges, ChatGPT also suggests some kind of icons. For instance, for vocabulary master, please find an icon, a book with a word cloud around it. For grammar guru, a check mark within a speech bubble. If you integrate ChatGPT with some kind of plugins, ChatGPT also gives you the icons, okay, in the paid version, okay, $20 for a month. We are not rich, and you know the dollar. Okay, the next one, for material development. Yes, ChatGPT can give a hand to English teachers in terms of material development. You see, text generation based on your choice of words. You give a list from your course books, a bare list. Okay, use these words in a text. ChatGPT can generate a text based on the words you chose. ChatGPT can generate conversation, okay, based on the curriculum that you have. ChatGPT can create or generate listening and pronunciation activity. Don't forget the human touch also again. In terms of material development, ChatGPT can give you some speaking prompts. Okay, introduce yourself. In the class, you can give some speaking activities to the students. Introduce yourself. The next one, describe your family. The next one, talk about your hobbies, details of the work, okay? And also sample speaking. It comes from here. And also, if you want to show an expanded version of the example to students with chain prompts, you can get this one, okay? Sample speaking, introduce yourself. Hello, my name is Ana. I'm from Madrid, Spain, and I'm 12 years old, and I'm in the 6th grade, and I love playing soccer with my friends after school. Now, I want to give this information, this example to my students, but I want to give them more sentences. So please, ChatGPT, expand the sample speaking example, and ChatGPT can expand the example that it is giving. Now, again, here, ChatGPT can create word lists for you. Based on this text, I want ChatGPT to generate a word list from the text. Okay, this is the word part, the synonym, and example sentence. This is the word list generation. These are, again, role play generation, or you can also make ChatGPT create some kind of flashcards to your students. I want to repeat, I'm repeating myself, but the materials you want to create with ChatGPT depends on your creativity, and pedagogical backgrounds of the teacher, of you, I mean the English language teacher. So ChatGPT can become a story writer after human checks, after human verification. So this is my son Yeet. Every 3 or 4 weeks, okay, I try to give an English story to my son, okay, but I want the story includes some kind of specific information. Yeet is a basketball lover, okay. He plays basketball. He is a team is FSP, so I give this kind of specific information to ChatGPT. Yeet woke up, the loud sound of his alarm clock, rubbing his eyes as the early morning sun shone through his bedroom window. In his room, basketball posters adorned the walls, a testament to his love for the game. Again, as an English language teacher, Adrian wants to teach health words to her students. And Adrian puts some kind of prompts into ChatGPT. I'm an English language teacher. Act like an English language teacher, and your responsibility is to teach your students the health words. Please prepare a story for teaching health words. Then, by integrating a plugin to ChatGPT, you do not only have the text, but also some picture, some image that accompanies the text. Adrian, an energetic and enthusiastic English language teacher, stood in front of her classroom filled with eager young learners. She wanted to introduce them to the fascinating world of health words. The students, ranging in age from 10 to 12 years old, looked up at her with curiosity and anticipation. Adrian adjusted her vocabulary, ensuring it was age appropriate for her students. And this is not 1 or 2 pages storybook. You see the 3rd page, the 4th page, 5th, 6th. This is a 40-page story. You can easily get stories from ChatGPT, and you can also play with these stories. But Aydan Hocam will get angry with me because we are not native speakers of English. It is better to show these stories to a native speaker and make it checked by a native speaker. This is really important. If we don't have a check by a native speaker, then we risk teaching them some kind of unknown, maybe grammatical points or grammar errors. This is important. Please, if you have a friend, a native speaker of English, please make them check all these stories. This is really important. Aydan Hocam, so you forgive me right now? Okay. Now, ChatGPT can also be teaching assistance for you. So ChatGPT can prepare lesson plans for you. Okay. So you give some specific details. You can give chain prompts to ChatGPT. ChatGPT can also prepare curriculum maps, prepare or generate some kind of curriculum maps for you. So this will ease, okay, the workload, the work burden of the English language teachers. You can also create performance sheet generation with ChatGPT. So you can give the names and also some similar points, then ChatGPT can easily create some performance sheets. The next one, for instance, imagine that you are taking your students to a picnic, to an outdoor activity, and you would like to have the permission of the parents. You just give some specific information, and the parent permission sheet generation is in front of you with a click. Okay, and also parent communication. You're in the parent meeting and you would like to give information to your parents. You can make it also in Turkish or in other languages like German or Spanish. Aylin Öztürk. So you just jot down some notes about Aylin. Aylin struggled with the reading comprehension test. We recommend practicing reading at home. Or Emre. Emre answered the questions correctly in the passage in class. Well done. Okay, behavior log generation. You can also jot down some notes for your students. Ali Kaya, disruptive behavior during lecture. Mehmet Yıldız using inappropriate language. So ChatGPT also is the burden of your workloads. Now, these are some insights, some examples from my point of view. Okay, I was an English language teacher for 8 years in the Ministry of National Education, and I was also an English language instructor at Kırıkkale University. And these are the products of my point of view. And I also want from ChatGPT, please give me 150 ideas to use in the classroom. So you can scan this code and you can easily get all these 150 ideas from ChatGPT to use in the classroom. Okay. To wrap up, okay, artificial intelligence. I mean, as an English language teacher, there is a lot on your plate. Correcting papers, managing different learners, and all the admin work. And I know from my heart that being an English teacher is really tough, really hard. I mean, giving 30 hours of a lesson in a week and in every week, okay, it is really disturbing and tough. I mean, being an English teacher is tough. ChatGPT is there to take some of that load off, to help you in the classroom. But with great power comes great responsibility, right? You need to make sure that ChatGPT is doing the right thing, that it is helping in a way that fits your teaching objectives, your teaching goals. It is a bit like training a new assistant. You need to guide it, check its work, and give it that human touch that I am repeating from the beginning of my talk. And about technology, being a magic fix, I think quite no. Okay, not quite. The magic isn't the tech itself, but how you use it. We have been on a quiet journey together, but remember, you're the teacher, you are the guide, you are the expert, the human touch that no AI can replicate, okay? I hope you take some kind of insights from my speech I've shared today and add them to your teaching compass, your teaching agenda repertoire. Thank you for your time. And it has been a great pleasure. But before I go and give a pause for a little bit, I would like to show you something. Okay. Delimiting ChatGPT about Aydan Hoca. Okay, ChatGPT, you know Aydan Hoca. She is a great professor and she always enlightened us. And although she is retired, actually she is not retired. She is working more than I work. Please believe in me. And Aydan Hocam, as far as I remember, you're an expert, especially teaching young learners. This is a poem for you, written by ChatGPT, and also voiced by artificial intelligence. And the voice belongs to a young learner, and I hope you like it. Okay, here comes the poem for Aydan Hocam.
In the realm of words and wisdom, she stands tall. Professor Dr. Aiden Ersas, a beacon for us all. In the field of English teaching, she's a star, guiding learners near and far, with a heart full of knowledge and a soul full of grace. She's made the classroom a better place. From anchorless halls to the world's wide stage, she's written wisdom on every page. Through seminars, events, and lessons profound, she's spread the joy of learning around. Her dedication, a story beautifully told, a testament to a spirit bold. So here's to Professor Dr. Aiden Ersat, a guiding light. In the field of English teaching, she shines bright. May her journey continue, her wisdom unfurl, in the heart of every boy and girl.
Okay, Aydan Hocam, this is just for you. Okay. Although the poem was written by ChatGPT, please believe in me, I can also write a similar poem for you. Okay, I love you a lot and I respect you a lot. Thank you very much for your invitation. And if you want to ask questions, and the floor is yours, Sedat Hocam, Aydan Hocam, or the participants. Thank you very much for listening to me.
Yes, Ahmet Hocam, thank you so much for this great presentation. First of all, I'd like to ask to our participants if you have any questions, if you have any comments. Aydan Hocam raised her hand. Please, Aydan Hocam.
I'm so touched. I don't know how to thank you. You made my day, Ahmet Hocam. Thank you so much.
You are more than welcome, Hocam. This is reality.
Yes, it was a great surprise. Actually, I saw this before the presentation, but I didn't listen to the whole poem, so it was great. Yes, Mustafa Hocam, Mustafa Özler Hocam. Yes.
Thank you, Sedat Hocam. I'd like to thank Ahmet Hocam once again, and Aydan Hocam for giving us the opportunity to listen to Ahmet Hocam at this wonderful summer evening. And I'd like to make a couple of remarks about the extent to which AI and AI-based tools can empower teachers. And I was quite mind blown for the first time when I just saw Google calling a restaurant and making reservation for 5 people. And the attendant at the other end of the line did not even understand that the caller was actually Google itself. And now we're able to, put AI-based, applications in practice in teaching, just like what Ahmet Hocam has so far explained tonight. And I'd like to listen to Ahmet Hocam's insights and ideas about some, learner-centered applications of artificial intelligence, actually. All that we have listened so far tonight is what teachers can do using artificial intelligence and tools like ChatGPT. And Ahmet Hocam, what would you say your insights are regarding learner-centered, activity that can be, developed using tools, and how can learners benefit from, ChatGPT and the like? For improving their language skills, other than getting inappropriate help for completing tasks and homework and cheating in exams, as we all suffer from as teachers. And another question would be that how can teachers of academic writing, especially with a focus on disciplinary academic writing, can benefit from artificial intelligence based AI tools? And these are the questions. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mustafa. So I was expecting you to ask a question about the corpus and similarity of artificial intelligence with the corpus. So I'm a little bit confused because this is not what I expected. But for your first question, I would like to add a few points. First, students can use ChatGPT for promoting their learner autonomy, because they can ask questions to ChatGPT and get answer, and also fostering some kind of peer feedback, and also can get some kind of brainstorming from ChatGPT, and also maybe they can simulate realistic language conversation with ChatGPT. This is what I want to add about the students. But before this, I want to underline one point. Most of the time, students can use ChatGPT, especially in terms of academic writing, not appropriately, because imagine that an instructor, a language instructor, gives an essay to write to the students. Most of the time, the students just give the essay prompt to ChatGPT and get the essay and change a little bit of the essay and give the instructor the essay, and it is not appropriate. So we should teach some kind of ethics to the students, because ChatGPT can be a great enemy at the same time. For academic writing purposes, as teachers, we should focus more on process writing rather than getting just one essay. in process writing, we can also follow their development. This is what I think about academic writing. And also we use ChatGPT in assessments. Actually, we have a study with Erdem Hocam and also Aysel Hocam from Sosyal Bilimler University in Ankara, and it's under review right now. I will not give any specific information about it, but it's related with assessment. We use ChatGPT and human raters, and we try to compare their scores given to do essays. So we can use ChatGPT, especially with rubrics, by paying attention to what we have in terms of assessing or evaluating the essays of the students. Okay.
Thanks so much, Hocam.
You're more than welcome, Hocam. I expect one more question about the corpus use and maybe the artificial intelligence. I don't know.
Maybe on the second round.
Okay, why not? Thank you.
Yes, do we have any other questions?
Aydan Hocam, we can close the session, okay? I love you. That poem was just for you, and all those lines are, I don't know, this is what I think, reality, okay? No lies. ChatGPT can lie, but about you, actually, it didn't lie.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Ahmet Hocam. But please stop, because I just cannot help crying. This turned out to be a very, very touchy thing.
You're more than welcome, Hocam.
Thank you very much. If you want, and if Sedat Hocam says okay, we can close the session but continue chatting. But if there are any questions, I would definitely like to continue recording, because people will watch the video and hear the questions and answers. But if there are no questions, Sedat Hocam, if it's okay with you.
I will have one question.
Yeah, sure.
Ahmet Hocam, for the assignments, we know that we all suffer from this tool as teachers, as educators. And is there a tool that finds that it is written by ChatGPT or AI tools? Do we have any tool like this?
Sedat Hocam, first, I'm repeating myself again, but this is important. We have to teach students how to act appropriately. Okay, this is important. You cannot catch ChatGPT written essays, because if you write ChatGPT, if you write an essay in Turkish, okay, if you write an essay in Turkish and make ChatGPT translate that essay into English, it is not possible for ChatGPT finders, okay, to state that this is written by ChatGPT or artificial intelligence. Okay, this is one point. And for the tools, OpenAI has similarity tool. Okay, OpenAI, ChatGPT's owner, has similarity tool, and also there are tools like ChatGPT Zero, ChatGPT Detect. But these tools are not 100% true. Okay, if you say that, okay, imagine that this is the student essay, okay, and you think that this is written by ChatGPT, and you give a score to your students 10 or 0. Okay, if the students insist that, okay, it's not written by ChatGPT, but it's written by me, you are in trouble, Hocam. Okay, you cannot absolutely say this is written by ChatGPT, because they are not 100% true. So we have to teach the students. Only one scenario is possible in here. If you are really curious about whether this essay is written by ChatGPT or not, okay, you can look back to the previous works of the students, and you can be quite sure that this is written by ChatGPT, and you can follow your claim. Otherwise, there are some legal aspects, okay? Although there are some tools like ChatGPT Zero, ChatGPT Detect, even OpenAI's own tool, we cannot be sure that a text is absolutely 100% written by ChatGPT. We have to be careful. We have to teach the students, our students, the ethics to use ChatGPT.
Yeah, that's right. And as just for the suggestion, I usually want want my students to personalize their responses. For example, how can you relate this to your own life? For example, if I ask something related to language learning, I usually ask them to relate to their own personal experiences, and I so that ChatGPT will not answer this question. Yes, if Ali Hocam, do you have any question? You raised your hand. If you have any questions, please.
Yeah, Sedat Hocam, thank you so much. It's too late, maybe. I'm so sorry. I was not sure to ask my question. Ahmet Hocam, thank you very much for this brilliant, wonderful presentation. I want to ask, do you believe, I mean, how possible, how likely is it artificial intelligence and machine learning be the end of the civilization? I mean, can they create an artificial language among them? And it be an apocalyptic scenario? I really wonder. Thank you so much.
I'm not a futurist, okay? But I believe that if you do not control what ChatGPT or artificial intelligence goes, the end story is the thing you said, okay? Right now, ChatGPT can easily create a language, and ChatGPT can also create without giving prompt. ChatGPT gives itself a prompt and then a prompt and then a prompt, and this may cause some problems for the human generation. I believe it. That is why some governments try to, forbid the use of ChatGPT or try to set some kind of meetings with the open AI owner. We have to control it. I'm not a futurist, but maybe someday, unfortunately.
Yes. And finally, I don't know, raise your hand. And after that, we can close the session. We can end this session.
Yeah. First of all, this was an amazing session. And whatever, I do not know much about this technological stuff. You know, I'm not an expert in this field, but Ahmet Hocam always makes everything so easy to understand. Thank you very much. And you have mentioned the importance of human touch at least like 20 times during your presentation. I definitely appreciate that a lot. Now, one thing to Mustafa Hocam, AI will eradicate the profession of teaching. If teaching is transferring information, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
But teaching is inspiring.
Mm-hmm.
And I cannot see a machine inspiring a human being. That's why I keep saying humans will always be humans. A teacher is a role model. A teacher is a guide. A teacher is, I don't know, full of affection. Remember what Ahmet just said. Artificial intelligence doesn't have any feelings. Maybe one day it will, but until that day, we are unique. Of course, there are horrible teachers, but I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about those wonderful teachers who have touched several different people's lives and changed their lives. So I totally do not believe AI replacing us. And Burak Hocam, Sedat Hocam, I don't know whether you have seen that remark, has written something related to what Ahmet Hoca said. He said, once I uploaded my essay written by completely me, and I checked it on an AI detector website, but it said it was written by artificial intelligence.
They're not dependable, Hocam.
Yeah. So see a human being spending a lot of effort, time, and then the detector says, no, this is written by an AI. So who is the teacher going to believe? The student or the AI detector, right? So it is kind of dangerous, Burak Hocam mentions here. I totally agree with. So this was a compilation of answers, questions, and expressing my gratitude. But I think no matter what we do, we are teachers, and ChatGPT is just a servant. It's not our master. Okay, this is what I'm going to defend until the end of my life.
You can say that. You can say that, hocam, again. Okay, this is really important. I believe what you believe. Actually, you explained better than me because you are the one who deserves that poem, not me. Okay, thank you very much for the explanation. Thank you.
Yes, and finally, for the final comment or question, Burak Hocam, and after that, we will end it.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess you can hear me, right?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, first of all, thank you for this presentation because I'm a teacher candidate right now, and this presentation I think is pretty helpful for me about the AI and its detectors. But I would like to ask about something, a different kind of AI website, and it's called the Engine AI, and it's a kind of website in the text game, and it's based on the GPT 3.5. And I'm planning to study on this AI website for developing the writing skills in the preparatory classes in the university. And I would like to hear if you heard about this website game, Ahmet Hocam.
Actually, this is the first time, as far as I remember, but I just jot down it and try to check it. Okay, and I believe, as I said before, all the things that you can do as an English teacher with ChatGPT depends on the creativity and pedagogical background of you. Okay, creativity is really important. You can find many examples more than what I give you with your teacher repertoire, teacher background. Thank you very much for the website. I will check it.
Thank you, Hocam.
Thank you.
Okay, and thank you all. Thank you, Ahmet Hocam, for this great presentation. Thank you for all the questions and comments. And now we will end the session. And thank you again. Thank you for your participation. And I
Evet hocam, istek üzerine diyelim, parçayı tekrardan çalıyoruz ve sonra kapatıyoruz.
Okay.
In the realm of words and wisdom, she stands tall. Professor Dr. Aiden Ersas, a beacon for us all. In the field of English teaching, she's a star, guiding learners near and far, with a heart full of knowledge and a soul full of grace. She's made the classroom a better place. From anchorless halls to the world's wide stage, she's written wisdom on every page. Through seminars, events, and lessons profound, she's spread the joy of learning around. Her dedication, a story beautifully told, a testament to a spirit bold. So here's to Professor Dr. Aiden Ersat, a guiding light. In the field of English teaching, she shines bright. May her journey continue, her wisdom unfurl, in the heart of every boy and girl.
Again, Aydan hocam, thank you very much for the invitation. I'm really happy to be here every time. Thank you very much. And thank you very much, Sedat hocam, for moderating the session.
Thank you so much.
Okay,
Yes,
thank you. See you all.
Yes, now I don't know, I think you can end the session and you can stop the recording.
Yes, I can. I'm so, I'm so out of control now. Ahmet Hocam, what have you done to me?
Nothing.
Thank you very much. Hüseyin Hocam, I see that you're raising your hand, but I'm so sorry. I'm going to close the session. Ahmet Hocam is tired, and I think we can always invite him again.
Sure.
I can abuse him and use him.
Whatever you want, hocam.
Because he is full of knowledge, and he's always ready to share it with us. So maybe next season, we can ask him to hold another session for us. Why not?
Sure, why not?
Ahmet Hocam, you filled our hearts with warm feelings, our brains with knowledge, and lots of inspirational thoughts here. Thank you so much. And Sedat Hocam, thank you again for this wonderful moderating. Mustafa Hocam, why are you raising your hand again?
Hocam, wouldn't it be good to invite all the participants here to Kayseri next fall?
Of course, I mean, we keep inviting them. We want to be with you guys face to face. As you know, our 21st International ELT Conference will be held in Kayseri, and our host is going to be Erciyes University. And we are really excited. So hopefully, please follow Inged so that you can get the necessary information, how to apply, just to participate and how to attend the conference. And unfortunately, we are not going to have a session next week, but we will get together again the following week. So thank you, guys. Thank you so much. I'm sending you lots of hugs, kisses, and love. Stay safe. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.